Hey guys, today we have one of my favorite 22s out there, especially for a modernized one. It's the Sig P322. Now, it's no secret that I actually carry a P365 all the time, which makes the P322 perfect for me. Now, when we are comparing them side by side, the P322 and the 365 have pretty much exactly the same grip angles. This one's obviously a lot more custom, but with the P322, it will give you the same intuitive response. Now, what does that mean? It means that you have a cheap range day for training. Now, before we get started, I want to thank today's sponsor, Aura.
Today's sponsor is Aura. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, this is why. There are companies called data brokers that sell your data. They will do so without your consent. And on top of that, they make billions selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And while they are legally required to remove your info if you ask, they make the process confusing and hard on purpose. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura. They take care of the hard part automatically, removing your information from these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one internet security. Aura lets you get alerts if your personal information is found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. They also offer up a secure VPN, antivirus, and a password manager, and more. And you also get US-based support available around the clock if something does go wrong. And if anything does happen, Aura is there with a $5 million insurance for identity theft. Try Aura free for 14 days. Aura.com/shortshot-Tony. I'm not leaving myself open, and you shouldn't either.
Now let's go over some of the features of the Sig P322. The Sig P322 is going to come with two 20-round magazines. It is going to have ambi controls on both sides, and it does have that ambi safety. Going along, you do get a full Picatinny rail here, and looking at the rear, you will get an RMSC type cut for an optic if you want to. Otherwise, you can keep the factory iron sights. That will allow you to actually adjust windage and elevation. The factory front and rear sights are going to be fiber optic, so it's not going to be a tritium, but it does pop up pretty darn well. Now, looking at that front portion, every standard P322 model will come with a threaded barrel adapter. It is going to be 1/28, so you can put all of the standardized 22 suppressors on there if you wanted to. Now, the factory trigger is going to be the flat-facing trigger. However, if you have a preference for the curved trigger, they will give you that option as well. Now, in terms of that trigger, it is going to be one of the better triggers I've actually seen on a 22. This one's still brand spanking new, and it's pretty damn soft. Reset's going to be very, very positive as well, so you can actually lead to faster follow-up shots. Now, somehow they actually figured out how to do a double stack on the 22 magazines, but with these ones, you do get a whopping 20 rounds out of it. Super duper flat shooting. That trigger actually feels super good. Now, with that super positive reset, it really resets the trigger a lot easier for you, so you can actually have faster follow-up shots. This is not a P320. In fact, it's not even a striker fired in general. This is an actual hammer fire. If we're taking a look here when we take it apart, that is your hammer. But the Sig P322 really cheapens things down for you. Now, outside of the box, I haven't had any malfunctions on this thing whatsoever. I've had roughly about 500-ish rounds through it so far. I'm working on 1,000 right now. The only feeding issue I had was directly outside of the box. It was super dry, and I kind of ran subsonics through there. But when I switched over to standard velocity stuff, it ended up feeding pretty much extremely reliably. See, all 20 rounds. Now, with typical firearms, they usually give you a speed loader, and they usually suck ass. But I have found that with the P322, the easy loader actually really does help out with your fingers a lot, and it is not bad whatsoever. Stated before, it is going to be perfect for suppressors, so you can really get this thing super duper quiet. I'm not saying that you should break the law and shoot this thing in your backyard in the middle of the suburbs, but I am saying that they probably wouldn't even know that you're actually doing so. Pretty sick. It's very super quiet. you know? Now, in terms of reloading, it's not gonna be like the standardized 22s that are single stack. It's a lot easier because you do get this fat magwell, and it is going to be easier for you to actually do. So it translates super well if you have any of those other P365 models. And of course, knowing me, you know damn well that it works super well for dig shots. Wonderful. Now, all in all, the Sig P322 has been running fantastic for me. You don't even have to have a 365 in order to have this. Although it is optimal to have this thing and have a Sig P365 so it translates a lot more perfectly, it's still a fantastic alternative to just plain old dry fire. Honestly, in terms of modernized 22s, I seem to actually garner favor towards the Sig P322. Two 20-round magazines, you get a threaded barrel at the same time, no additional steps. You do get an optics ready slide right off the bat, and it runs fantastically. And on top of that, the Sig P322 is relatively extremely inexpensive. Overall, I give it a 10 out of 10. Hey, like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what I should be doing next. If you haven't done so already, follow me on all my socials. And as always, thanks for stopping by.